So welcome to our Zoom on our upcoming 7-day cleanse. And each time we seem to do this a little bit differently, but the foundation is still the same. And our goal is to help give a plan to better health. And this is the perfect way to jumpstart. And I have found myself being in the health and wellness industry for many, many years, several decades of helping people and supporting them with their health and wellness journey, that it is so helpful to have a plan. And I feel like this really is the perfect way to get started and not look at this as a way to just have a quick fix option that's not sustainable. And we also have the research behind this, which is also what really excites me. And that is something that I'm very passionate about, is making sure that whatever I am sharing and that whatever, I am recommending, that there is a lot of research supporting what the claims are and what's out there. So hey, Anthony, welcome. So as we get
Hello.
this, guys, welcome. We will, like I said, definitely open it up, guys, so you can ask as we're going here. But just to kind of highlight here really fast, because I never want to underestimate the reason why we continue to mention Shaklee products and why we use them. And this is very crucial because there's a lot of products out there, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed when you see things at the stores and you don't know where to begin. And this is what really separates Shaklee. And this is for my family and our clients, with 5 kids, I'm never scared to give them any Shaklee product because I know 100% that they are safe and that they always work. And that is because of the testing that is done behind every single product. So just even that first number there, 350 tests, and that goes just beyond, like, when you hear the word contaminants, that ties in there pesticides, herbicides, and that is on every single product. So in over 100 years, Shaklee has never had a product recall. And that to me speaks volumes from any wellness company out there, and anything you will find in the stores is pretty much unheard of. And not to mention, their studies are not just, oh, I say this product works. They're actually peer review published medical journal studies that have all of the research stating what their claims are versus, again, just word of mouth. And when you go into a store and you see all these products, it's so hard to know. And this is where it gets to be easy with Shaklee, because we know they do the testing, they have the standards, and we will never have to worry about the safety of anything that we ever use. So, and this also to me is like a really big foundation piece of why we choose the things that we're going to be putting into our body. And specifically, we're talking about the 7-day cleanse here, leading into our rebuilding phase here. And when we look at, hey, Sarah, welcome. The landmark study is really a specific study that helps to showcase really what Shaklee has done for all of these years in helping us to see that long-term health is what our focus is. So this was a study that was done to basically showcase people that used no products at all, people that use store brand, and people that used Shaklee products. And I always go back to this study because, again, when you have the science to back what the claims are, this basically showed that after 20 plus years of people using Shaklee products, everything you see today, guys, from biomarkers of C-reactive proteins, which is levels of inflammation in your body, to how many medications people take, to dementia, cardiovascular health, everything is better in people that have been using Shaklee products long-term. So the 7-day cleanse is just the beginning, but we kind of, again, like you to understand that there is way more to this than, oh, we're just giving you something to take. There's so much research to back what we are going to be talking about here. So first, I want to kind of get into, we're going to talk about why cleansing, but I really want to help you understand that this is something we should do on a regular basis. And ideally, cleansing, we say, should be done 2 to 3 times a year. Now, I've always been actually very leery of recommending cleanses. Oftentimes, cleanses are very, very hard on the body. It causes you to lose too much of everything. You become very weak, you become dehydrated, and actually it messes with your metabolism. So that's why we want you to know that this one is very different. And there's plenty of research supporting us doing cleanses. So we're kind of targeting this one towards gut health, but a cleanse does so much more. And you can see here just talking about a lot of the chemicals that we don't realize are around us every day. This is what we are working towards, is getting rid of a lot of those things that are built up in our system that we have no idea come from things like our personal care products to things that we're breathing in every day. Environmentally, there is just a gamut of things that we could look at and what creates an overload of toxins in our body. And this is why we cleanse. So our liver and our gut are two main areas that we want to focus on. And this all ties into, again, our overall gut health. But if you look at the structures, and again, I'm going to pack in a lot of information here. So like I said, you guys feel free to, I'm recording this too, but feel free to ask questions at the end here. But if you look at what goes on in the digestive process, if you have some inflammation targeted towards one part of your intestinal tract, and your diet over time is continuing to influence the amount of inflammation that's being built up, this is why we see an excessive amount today of intestinal diseases, intestinal illnesses, things like irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulosis. These things are so common because of the breakdown of what's going on in our intestinal tract. So we need to do cleanses on a regular basis just to help keep things to the point of where our system is not being overloaded. And I can guarantee you, if I asked you guys, you know of at least one person that has some type of food sensitivity, that has some type of stomach issue. And so much of it has to do because our food is so different today. And our body has a hard time with all of the contaminants and toxins. Even if we try to eat perfect, there is no way to get everything we need. And that's why doing a cleanse helps to jumpstart our system so we can better break down those things that might be coming in that shouldn't. So our cleanse, when we look at what we do for 7 days, now I'm going to give you guys an option for this one. Now we haven't actually done this for a little while now. So we're going to try to do our best, at least me and Art, because he pretty much gets to do it whenever I do it. But we are going to stick with the rule of fruits and vegetables only for 7 days. And that is definitely ideally how this was put together. But you can also still use the protein shakes with this and focus on fruits and vegetables. So that's like a modified way. So I know we have some brand new people to the cleanse, and I actually do kind of recommend maybe still doing 1 or 2 life shakes a day, especially if you have issues with blood sugar levels, or maybe just even you're very scared to do a cleanse. That would be a modified version. But when we look at the results, guys, in 7 days, I love how people feel in a quick amount of time. And it really does help to motivate you. I'm not quick, like I said at the beginning, on these quick fixes and the, quick trendy, here's a pill, it's going to take care of everything. That's not the solution for long-term health. But if this can help jumpstart us and give us the tools as we learn more recipes, we learn about, for a lot of us, and I'm sure if I asked you guys how many fruits and vegetables you ate a day, you probably don't meet the minimum of at least 7 to 10. And this helps to get us back to the way we should be eating, which is more plant-based and more whole food focused. And that's what we want to continue after the 7 days. But I love the studies that have proven this is key to helping us get that jump start for sleeping, for helping with energy, helping with detox, helping jumpstart weight loss, helping with cravings, which are some of those main things that hold people back from getting started, is because they don't feel good. And if you can feel better starting this, it's a great motivation to know there's research supporting the things that we are hoping to hit in a quick amount of time. So we're going to walk through the packets here really fast, just so you kind of understand here that this is not a diet. Okay. This is not sustainable. We do not do this for longer than 7 days as far as the cleanse. And the reason being is because when we cut out protein, it allows your digestive system to not have to work hard at all. Just breaking down fruits and vegetables is way easier than having to process breaking down protein. So the idea is to get you rid of protein for a whole week. So this is not the week that you're going to go run a marathon. This isn't the week you're going to be overdoing your activity, because you're going to be going through a little bit of changes to try to reset your body. So when we look at what are in our cleanse packets, is designed to be a morning and a night. And I'm going to give you guys just a really quick walkthrough of the packets here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not on my camera here, but this is what they look like. There's a morning and a night, and you'll see that each one has a certain amount of supplements in it here. But just to kind of help you understand what they are, because I'm big on not just saying, here, take these, just read the label. I want you to actually be able to understand, what is in this thing. Why is it different than, again, just taking, for example, a probiotic over the counter? So let's start with what is in here as far as these little green ones. These are called alfalfa. And alfalfa is something I actually do take every day. This was an original Dr. Shaklee product in 1930. So this has been around a very, very long time, older than any of us, I guarantee that. But it is the king of plants. And when we look at these, are an organically grown, sun and air dried leaves from mature leaves that have grown over 5 years. So this is a great way to help with getting water retention out of our body, to pull heavy metals from our system, and to really, again, help with aiding in that detoxing process. So definitely a key part of this is that alfalfa. So in the morning and the night, you have 5 of those little alfalfas in there. The liver DTX. This is something too that some people that maybe have sluggish liver, maybe people that don't have a gallbladder, some people need to take liver DTX all the time because they have issues with their liver. Your liver filters toxins. If it's not working correctly, those toxins build up in our body. So your liver is a very important organ, and your liver protects your body. So it stimulates liver cells all the time. And this helps to make those liver cells regenerate faster. So liver DTX is an amazing product to help with stimulating the liver. And then we have our Herblax, which Herblax is another one of those that I'm a huge fan of. It helps to regulate your bowels. It's not like Miralax or what people are familiar with using diuretics, and any laxative sounds very scary because it can flush out too much. But this is designed to help in a gentle way with either you may go to the bathroom too much or you don't go enough, and it helps to regulate your colon health and your bowels. So it's 90% detoxifier, 10% laxative, and does so much for people that even take this daily basis for digestive health, for, a lot of people that have a lot of issues with gas or breaking foods down. Herblax is sometimes a very helpful product to keep around. So it's in our cleanse packet for that reason. And then we also have in here what's called an Optiflora DI. Now, again, I know there was a few that are joining us that are really concentrating on their gut health this time. So you're going to want to continue on a probiotic, and I'll talk about that here at the end. But the DI has in there 4 different strains of live bacteria. So probiotics are something that there's no guarantee with most over the counter, because as soon as they hit the air, as soon as they hit a certain temperature, the live bacteria dies. So they have found a way to actually guarantee the encapsulation of the live bacteria. And this Optiflora DI has 4 strains. There's actually 10 billion CFUs, which is a very high amount. So for some people that really do have issues with breaking things down, this might be a lot. And if you notice it's too much, you might want to switch to the Pearl, which only has 2 strains and 500 million live enzymes in there. So you can kind of choose which is your best way to go. But this does have the D and the I in there. But I just want you to know that if you notice something that it's too hard on your system, you can take it. So that's our morning and our night, guys, to quickly break that down. I put this slide in here, and I wrote this out because I really love to help people understand, just the dangers of really what happens when we're building up, like I was saying, not going to the bathroom regularly, the toxins that if you look at here, some of the side effects of that, like, I don't know about you guys, but I've never heard when somebody went to the doctor and they had high blood pressure, did any doctor ask them about their bowel movements? Nobody would correlate a lot of the things that goes on as a symptom with something that could be actually caused from a deficiency or something not working correctly. They wait until it's too late. So we want to start recognizing the symptoms to know what we can do to help with prevention. And this is why this cleanse is, again, a great way to help with getting us started for those 7 days. So we will share in their recipe guides. We will have a lot of information. We have a small group this time, guys. We have some people that actually started last week. So this will be a small group for us. And that's even better for you guys to get more attention. But we want to know what happens after that 7 days. So then we lead into the options for vitamins. Now, if you are already taking vitamins, now, if you're taking an over-the-counter store brand option, I'm probably going to tell you to not take those, because we'd rather have you and making sure they're not synthetic and they're actually doing more harm than good. We prefer you to strip your body of those for that 7 days. Do not stop taking your medications. Your medications are totally fine. So please don't change any of that. But you're going to pick your nutritional system. Now, if some people have, for example, let's say just the Vital E, that's our multivitamin. You can keep taking that. If you're already on some of the Shaklee vitamins, don't stop. That's totally fine to stay on those. So there's 2 options for a foundation. We have our Meology, and then we have our Vitalizer. So either of them are great. I will tell you, like the Vitalizer strips, for example, these ones here are definitely convenient. Love them. They're little packets. We've used these for many years. Has in there your probiotic, your multis, your carotenoids, your vitamin E for heart health, your B vitamins for stress, your C for immunity. Great product that is broken down in your body over 12 hours. So it's time released. Awesome. Love the Vitalizer. There's men, women, or there's gold, and gold would be for over 50. Now, Meology is kind of basically the next step. So this is what Shaklee actually came out with this last year. And you can see here, maybe if you can see, I have my screen very tiny on mine, but it has my name on there. So these are customized. You go through a health assessment, and it's going to give you recommendations based on how you answer those questions, according to your health goals, your lifestyle, your genetics, and some of the things, the hereditary, that help you to know what might be for your age and all those factors. There's over 4 trillion different outcomes, so it's not the same for everyone. And again, you can tweak it by answering the questions a little bit different. If you know, for example, you really need to have, let's say, osteomatrix because you've been told you have osteoporosis, you can kind of adjust it by how you answer the questions. But that is a great personalized option that we want to look at after we did the cleanse. Now we're going to maximize the rebuilding by adding in our vitamins, again, getting rid of a lot of the things that might be not nutrient dense and going back to our whole food focus. Now, I mentioned you guys can stick with just doing fruits and vegetables for 7 days, or if you want to add in the life shakes, I'm going to show both of these because I know some of us start with doing like the Prove It Challenge or the Meology Challenge kit, and that gives you the canisters of the life shake. So the life shake has in, there's cafe latte, strawberry, vanilla, or chocolate, but they are designed to be a complete low glycemic meal replacement. It has the leucine in there for muscle mass, but does so much for even healthy digestion because we're talking about gut health. It has in there a lot of the things that help to build up internal health. And this is why we suggest it, because it doesn't have in there dairy, it doesn't have the gluten, which you're going to notice those two are probably the biggest sensitivities we see today. So you're not going to have those things for sure 7 days, but we'd love to even keep them out for up to 14 and then start to add them back in. And you can even oftentimes self-diagnose food sensitivities and allergies just by how you feel as you add foods back in. But I'll tell you guys, if you haven't used the life shakes before, this pouch is actually way more cost effective. So if you keep using the life shakes, I like to show both because we use them all the time with our family, but this would be definitely a much more cost effective way to get the life shakes over the canisters. But again, go by how you're feeling, guys. This is a big thing to recognize before we start. Okay, I really want you to make sure, and I'll post this in our Facebook group. I'll show you that here very soon. We want you to do your weight. It's not because we care that you have to tell us how much weight you lose. That's not the focus at all. Love you to do measurements and love you to do pictures because it is a testimonial for you to show you where you start and to help as a motivating factor later down the road. Again, this is not something you have to put out there everywhere. If you're happy with your results and you want to, it might motivate somebody, but it's all for you. And that's the big thing though, is recognizing things. Now I've had people do this before and they only lose 2 pounds, but they notice a huge change. And I just had a girl that did it actually 2 weeks ago. And she was so proud of herself that she actually was not getting migraines anymore. That is a huge success that she wrote down a list of symptoms when she started and things she wanted to feel better after. And migraines was a huge one. So it's not for us all the same goal. So write down some of those things that you really want to focus on over this upcoming changes that you're going to be making here. So, and this testimonial, guys, this is from someone that did it here recently. And I loved her testimonial. I have to read the whole thing, but I basically just copied and pasted it. So it just kind of gave a great summary of how she felt after. And I think that it's motivating to hear how other people do, and that these are real people that do this too. It's not just these made up stories that we have. She actually lives right by us, but it's a great thing to look at some of those things that we don't always realize snuck in, like we're not sleeping well, or our mental health, that we've had a lot going on in the last year and a half. For many of us, it's not any better yet. There's a lot of things we need to do. And those recognitions of those things that improve, again, are really, really important for our long-term health. So just, again, find your thing you want to work on, guys, and let's really, use that as a goal. So here's a quick review. Start with your 7-day cleanse. Choose your nutrition program, pick your protein. We'll give you all your foods, guys. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a grocery list. Everything will be in the group that you'll need to know. And then if you are really focusing on the gut health portion of this, I also want you to add in the prebiotic, which is a powder. Okay, and this is because if you do have a lot of digestive issues, the prebiotic is designed to help prepare your body for the probiotic. So there are some of us that have so many digestive issues that the probiotic can actually cause gas. It can cause some stomach upset because your body isn't ready to absorb the good because you have so much bad built up. So if you really know that that's something you need to do, I want you to get the prebiotic and then your choice of the probiotic to add in with this. Now you can use these during cleanse week also, and that's kind of in addition to the other morning and night packet. So just note that that's your goal. Then I want you to make sure you're adding those in along with what we're focusing on here. So this is our Facebook group. I know I invited some of you guys and I knew we're doing this. I already sent you an invite. I may have forgot though, because there's a lot going on right now. So make sure you go in there, add yourself in there. I'll make sure I accept you. And that is where we're going to be starting to share here right away. And also just to quickly mention, we are, we'd like to definitely encourage people to do this together. If some of you guys have done the Prove It Challenge, let's say, for example, in the past, and you want to do this whole Prove It Challenge again, I'll give you guys a little trick, which again, I'm always about saving money, but if you haven't signed up your spouse, or, you know, if you have an older kid, you can get that good rate, that it's over $100 off that special price of doing it your first time. You can actually use, you know, theirs to get that great price to start. But if some of you are just need the 7-day cleanse, you can gladly, you know, piece it together. But just, I always mention that because a lot of people never think of that. And if you refer anyone, guys, and anybody decides to join you, it's $25 back towards you for every person that decides to join you. And that's because we want more people, and we love to have people, you know, that are joining us. More accountability, the better. So if you have a friend, you have someone that, you know, think could benefit too, share this with them. I think it will be great to, you know, focus on still a small group, but yet having that accountability with someone is great. So, all right, guys, let's open it up to you guys for questions here really fast. I know I'm a little bit over time here, but I'm pretty darn close. So let's go ahead and have you guys, if you are muted, make sure you unmute yourself. But does anybody have any questions, or maybe something we didn't cover? Because this is only 20 minutes, so I tried to talk fast, but hopefully we kind of reviewed it quickly here. I can't believe I covered everything that well, but I'll take that.
My only question was going to be about the meal planning, but you've already answered that. So
perfect. Well, that was easy. All right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And yes, we will be sure to give plenty of recipes, guys. And I do encourage you. I know a lot of people, it's funny, it seems like the more people I tend to work with these days do not use social media a lot, but in the Facebook group, I do find it to be helpful, people sharing pictures of what they're eating. And it doesn't have to be a, hey, look at me. It's to help other people to get ideas. So we would love for you guys to, yeah, share some pictures, just, you know, hey, I'm having a terrible day. People will encourage you. It's just, it's helpful, guys. And even though you don't all know each other, there's something about a small group. And again, I'm not opening this up to any other teams or any other groups. It's just us. So, you know, when you have a group of 10 to 20, I feel like it's so much more personable, and I feel like you'll have a lot more support this way. So, all right. Anybody else think of questions? You will as we go, I am sure. So, all right, guys. Well, I am super excited to hopefully have all you guys join us. And like I said, as we move through this, you'll definitely find it to be a journey. But this is the first step in helping you, hopefully, to be working towards your healthy lifestyle and your focus for the rest of your life. So, all right, guys, have a great night, and we'll be communicating soon through Facebook, guys. So, thank you.
Bye.